I'm Evan Steele. I've got a bike shop here. Me and a partner, Phil Allison. It's called ESP. It's Evan Steele Performance. And it started in January of '05. Really, it was just a trailer and a dyno at that point. Started driving around all the local track days and races, and eventually got a building, and then got a bigger building. And now we've actually been lucky enough to go racing quite a lot nationally and having a pretty good time doing it.
My name is Phil Allison, and I am part owner of Evan Steele Performance. As of this year, I will be building Jake Holden's AMA BMW Superbike. You know, he's just your everyday guy that has a talent for riding motorcycles. He's not pretentious about it, and he's just happy to be on a motorcycle riding.
We're at Arizona Motorsports Park doing a track day, just getting the feel of this new BMW bike. This is the first time I've ridden it with a fully built motor on it. So I've only had one session so far, and the thing is a beast. I can't wait to get it on the AMA Superbike track.
The thing's definitely a lot faster than the stock one. It was wheeling in like 4th gear. Yeah.
I've always thought he was one of the best talents in the paddock. He's just a good guy. He's happy, he wants to race, and he has the talent to be at the front. And I think we could win some Superbike races with him.
Signing Jake Holden for this season has really kind of brought our program up one step from where it's been, probably. Like he's the guy with the best results that we've ever had, you know, as far as like his past career. He's ridden for a lot of big teams. He's done really well. He's got a bunch of podiums and wins and lap records and all this cool shit. So it definitely makes it easier to go after sponsorship when you have someone like that. So we're hoping to land some of these companies that are interested in working with Jake. Even without it, we still manage to get to the races, you know, like it makes it harder, but it also makes it more rewarding too. So there's good and bad either way. Like money doesn't solve all your problems, you know, like don't think you just get a bunch of money and your problems are over. I mean, there's plenty of teams in the paddock who spend way more money than we do, who we beat on a regular basis. So money's not the answer, you know, like it takes a lot of skill and dedication. It takes a good rider. Like we got a lot of work to do besides just rounding up.
We've got a little bit of support from our sponsors, but it's been a very, very small privateer funding, and we just managed to make it work with what we got.
Just from the 4 or 5 times we've been out testing, it's like he's an incredible rider, and he's very much a professional rider, you know, like he's ridden with big teams and he knows what he's looking for from the bike, which puts a lot of pressure on us, to be honest. Like if something's going wrong, there's a good shot it's from our side, not his. But it's also, again, like we learn a lot working with a guy at his level, so we're figuring things out and making the bike better and better, and I'm pretty excited to see what happens. Like I have high hopes. I mean, every year we have high hopes at the start of the season, but I'm very impressed with working with Jake so far. Like he's really fast, really smooth, and really smart. Like he thinks a lot while he's riding, you know. Of course, this is all practice, so when we get to AMA races, things get more hectic and more difficult. We'll see how it goes, but I have big expectations for sure.
It's been a blessing to me, man. This has been my dream all my life, to have something like this in my backyard. And I just moved down to Phoenix 4 months ago from Washington State, and I've been at this track every weekend except for 2 weekends. It's been a lot of fun here with Charlie, and made a bunch of friends, and I actually raced my shifter cart like a month ago and have fun with that. And they got a motocross track right behind me, and Mark and Linda, you know, they've been helping me out, let me go riding over there and train, and they got a dirt track that I ride on. So it's basically like a fun factory. I couldn't ask for more. Yesterday we had a promo event with one of our sponsors, Supernova Cycles and Midtown Bar and Grill, and you know, we got to hang out with, you know, a lot of sport bike guys and meet and greet a lot of people and fans and sign autographs and give away some stuff.
You know, like he puts the work in, and he's going out to the track days and going out to the local events and really hanging out and being accessible to people and just people like him a lot, you know, like he's a good personality, he's definitely a good representative for our shop and for our sponsors. Like he's a good guy, you know, like he really does a good job for us. When I first moved to Arizona, and it was the end of '04, and in January of '05 started driving around with a dyno and a trailer to all the local events, it's like, just was fortunate to meet so many good people, and like motorcyclists are a passionate crowd. Like we're really lucky to have such good support. I mean, like Roger out at Arroyo Seco, the guys at Mussleman Honda, Mark and Linda over there, Charlie out at the Mussleman Honda Circuit at the kart track, like all the guys at Excel, like Pat and Tyler there, and just all of our customers and friends. I mean, we get so many local businesses that help us out. Like the event that we were just at for Supernova Cycle and Midtown Bar and Grill, like those guys all pitch in money, pitch in parts, pitch in help. Like they really want to see us go racing, you know, and it's a good feeling, and it's a responsibility too. Like we try and do well when we go. We don't want to let everybody down, but it's really, we're fortunate to have so many people helping us.
You know, all of our sponsors help out, Driven, GPR, Dan Kyle, everybody we just do what we can do, and hard work and the desire to be at the front. Like that's what we do. That's what we've been trying to do for the last, 7 years since we started this shop.
Focused a lot on kind of the actual mechanical side of it and not so much on some of the more expensive stuff. Like I actually believe you can still do well. You know, even in Superbike class, we're able to be on the front row twice last year with not a huge budget and not a ton of, you know, electronics or really the expensive time-consuming R&D. Like you can take a pretty basic package, and if you get the very most out of it, you're still competitive. You know? Like I kind of believe that a lot of money gets wasted, and it's not wasted. I mean, it's nice to be able to do it, but even if, I like the fact that we believe we can go there and get a trophy, you know, like that's what we're trying to do.
I think one of the big things that holds us back now is me and Evan have to divide our time between running the shop and going racing, whereas if we got the money and the sponsorship to dedicate our whole day and our whole week and our whole month to building just an AMA Superbike with Jake Holden, I think that right there is the last key. For us, what we want the next level to be is manufacturer sponsorship. I think if we could get that we'd really like to go with BMW. I think if we did that, we would be fighting for the championship in Superbike.
The guys at BMW North America have treated us way better than, you know, that I would have ever expected. Like they did above and beyond what they said they would do for us. And the bike itself is awesome. I mean, there's no question it's the best stock bike out right now. I mean, I think 95% of all the magazine tests and stuff have picked the S1000 as the winner overall in all those shootouts. So, I mean, it's a great bike, especially for a privateer team like ours. Like we're not spending a ton of money. You can get, you know, BMW HP ECU, get some suspension and wheels and brakes, and you could take that bike out and put it in the top 5 of AMA Superbike. I mean, we've qualified it on the front row twice. We ran in the lead pack for 8 or 9 laps at Laguna in 2010 on a stock engine. Like literally the valve cover hadn't been off the thing. It's like the bike is plenty fast, you know. So it's actually cheaper, the electronics package in particular, for $4,500 or whatever that HP ECU cost. You know, you have an electronic system that would cost you 30 grand on a different bike. And it's just like that type of stuff really suits our privateer team. And we're all very appreciative of BMW and the support they gave us. You know, like it was a great experience, so I'd love to do it again. I think this year they're not going to do a lot with the AMA, but we definitely want to keep at it, and maybe next year they'll change their mind, you know.
Men fight at midnight and worship the sun. Run from the fear that appear when there's none. Tongues last some class under the strum. Come into light when the darkness is done. Even evil men knowing wind blowing, menstrual flowing, showing a commencing dog by scent of blood. Hence events are from intense, circumvent violent attack occurs from rising temperatures through the math. 29 and a half, 3. If you ask me, shipping gravity eclipses tragedy. Swift where mystics capture your mastery. After me, the death pass rapidly.
This ESP, you know how we do it, Tucson, baby.
The casket completes all consumed. Soon has to be. I guess it has to be.
That's not gonna cut it. I gotta find something. Are the tires warm?